Hello everyone, thanks for checking out my video. Today I'm going to be doing a repost of a video I made yesterday on the Sony PS Vita. Last night I started getting a couple emails and comments and some questions, and I wanted to answer those questions and correct a couple mistakes that I made. So I figured I'd just go ahead and redo the video and post it up for you guys today. Again, I'm not going to do a technical video on the features and the specifications of the PS Vita, because there are other people out there that have done that already and they do it a hell of a lot better than I do. Let me first start by saying I purchased the $299 PS Vita bundle from GameStop. I think this is the same unit, same bundle that you can purchase at a couple other retail stores, Best Buy, Walmart. This is the 3G and the Wi-Fi model, and the package did come with an 8 gig memory card, AT&T data session, which is a monthly service, and a downloadable game. I'll start with the video card. The 8 gig video card is nice because you're going to need a video card in order to save progress on a game or to save high scores and settings and everything like that. So you're going to need a video card of some sort, but as I mentioned in my video last night, my intentions for this unit is to do away with all of the game cartridges. I didn't want to be toting around any games with the unit. I just want the unit by itself, and not have to worry about any of the media with it. So I quickly learned that the 8 gig card wasn't going to be enough for me. Some of these games, the size of them on average is running about 1.5 gigs to 2 gigs to 3 gigs at the maximum. And if you do the math, you're going to find out that you're not going to store very many of the full games on these cards. If you're going to stick with the cartridges, then by all means the small 4 gig might serve you fine. But for me and my purposes, it won't. So I had to go out today, and despite not having any money after buying the unit to begin with, I went ahead and charged up and bought a couple games and picked up the 32 gig video card. So I'm all set to start downloading. In fact, I'm downloading games right now from the store, and they're being installed. So with the 8 gig card that it comes with, again, it should be nice for anybody that's going to be doing the cartridges. But if you're going to be like me and go media free, then you're probably going to have to get the 32 gig. As for the data plan, one important thing to note with this is that yes, it is a free month of the lowest plan that they offer, the 250 megs a month for $14.99. You get 1 free month of that. However, you have to buy a month of service first, so it's a buy one get one free, and that's pretty much how that goes. It doesn't say that anywhere on the boxes, and again, some confusion with the retail people. They didn't quite themselves know how that worked or what was involved. Everybody pretty much said, I don't know, you'll have to open it up and look at it. So anyway, and then there's a downloadable game with the activation, and we've clarified. I got a lot of feedback last night that the game that I will be getting is the Super Stardust game, and I'm fine with that. It seems like it's a pretty cool game, but why not just put it on the box and let me know? I mean, God forbid I would have bought it today, having not known or whatever. And anyway, so that's the game that comes with this bundle when you buy this bundle. So on to the actual unit. As I said last night, by all means, please don't throw these cards away. I almost did. They are AR cards, like the AR cards you would find on a Nintendo 3DS. It's a system, if you're not familiar with it, a system of using the cameras on the back of the device, and you play video games, and you set these cards on a table or some flat surface, and the actual camera will take a picture of the surrounding area, the table, and superimpose images onto the cards that are incorporated with the game. You either shoot at them or do stuff like that. So it's a real nice system. When I get into reviewing the games later on this week, I'm going to bust these open and give it a try. Next, I wanted to discuss the 2 topics of the unit that have concerned me the most. Again, I love this device. I've spent several hours over the past 4 days just messing around with it and playing around with the downloaded demos and everything. But these were two key things that sort of caught my attention that I just want to go over. And I'm going to actually do individual videos on how they work and how to set them up and everything. First one being the remote play here. And this is, if you don't know what the remote play is, it's an old technology that was around with the original PSP. However, I never used it, and this is the first time I've actually started playing with it. And basically what it does is it gives you an RDP session, a remote session if you will, into your PS3. It allows you to play certain video games. There's a list of the video games that are compatible from this device as long as you're connected via Wi-Fi. You have to have Wi-Fi connection. You cannot use the 3G service to use the remote play. You must be on at least the Wi-Fi and do the setup and the configuration, and it allows you to remote in. It does work. I got mine working. I was able to see my my PS3 splash screen and was moving it around as if I were sitting at the TV on the PS3 myself. The only thing is that the quality of the screen, it's like an emulation, so I'm pretty sure it's compressed heavily and thus it's distorted, it's fuzzy. The response with the controls aren't as responsive as you would want them to be. I played a couple games with it. Yes, it was fun for the novelty purposes of it, but it just doesn't seem like a good system. And another thing is that the fact that some of the features on the PS3, like my MLB TV and Netflix, while you can go to the store now and download Netflix straight as an app to the device, that's no longer an issue, but those are things that aren't available. The media server, big incompatibility issue. I would have loved to have been able to play some movies, looked at some pictures, played some music all through the remote play on my media server that's connected to my PS3. Incompatible, you can't do it. So those were a couple disappointing things that I had with the remote play. But like I said, I'll create a video specifically on setting that up and how it works and demonstrating that later on. The other thing I have a problem with is the content manager. Because of the proprietary memory cards that you've got to buy, you know, it's not like you can use micro SDs and throw them in, and you can't do a Windows Explorer copy of data to the cards and input them into insert them into this device and transfer data that way. You have to use this content manager on this PSV, and then you have to have an application which when you initially set this up, which I'll show you later, it says where to go download that application and everything, and it has to be running. That's really quick and easy to get set up. It's basically just setting up where your default folders are located, where you're going to place pictures, where you're going to place videos, where you're going to place movies and stuff. And once you get all that initially set up, it runs. And if that service isn't running, then your computer won't communicate with this, so you always got to make sure it's running. And then once you do connect, you have to connect via the USB. And when you plug in the USB, you're actually able to select your files either on this device or on your computer or on your PS3 and say what you're going to do. Are you going to move them from one to the other or whatever? And that's all done from the PSV. One thing that upsets me about this is the fact that all of my devices are Wi-Fi, and why I need to use the USB. My PS3 kind of almost sits on the floor, so I've got to kind of sit there on the floor with it while it's transferring the data, you know, or just set it down and walk away while it's transferring. But I would have liked to have had the Wi-Fi capability. I would have liked to have done content management via Wi-Fi. I don't mind necessarily the application running on the computer, that's fine, but just don't make me have to use the USB cable. So that was one of my big disappointments with this content manager. So I also have found out that here's my original 8 gig card, and like I said, I went out today and purchased the 32 gig, so now I've got these two cards. It's not as easy as just inserting this card into the machine. I wanted to use this 8 gig card as a sort of media card, maybe put my pictures and videos and a couple songs on it or whatever, and just hot swap it. it doesn't seem to work that way. It seems like if you insert this card, the Vita's got to do stuff to it. It's got to update its databases, and it's got to do some weird things. And my experience with this is just simply swapping this one out with the 32 that's in there. I must have had to shut it down 3 times. It wasn't detecting the 32 gig at first, and then it did. And then once I inserted it in, it did recognize it. It said that the unit had to be restarted before it could start using it. So it seems like it isn't going to be as simple as a memory card in a camera, if you will, where you just pop it in and boom, you're ready to go. So I'm not quite sure how that's going to work using this as a sort of media card and keeping my 32 gig card for my games and everything. But we'll see how that works out. But so far, I was a little concerned with just this initial first swap. That's about all I have to say. I mean, the device is awesome. I highly recommend it to anybody that does any sort of gaming. Like I said, over the past 4 days, I've been playing it a whole bunch, sitting on the couch, sitting at work. It doesn't matter. I didn't think I was going to actually play it as much as I have been over the past couple days. So I highly recommend it. It's a great device. Really, really brilliant picture. We watched a couple movies on it, and the picture quality is amazing. The speakers and the stereo sound is amazing. Of course, obviously, the dual analogs is just a godsend. I mean, how long has it taken for somebody to finally realize that these handheld units needed to have dual analogs? The dual cameras, forward-facing camera, back-facing camera, that implying that you know, hopefully we're going to get a Skype application going on here soon if it's not already out there. That'll be very nice. Facebook, it doesn't have very many applications, but the unit's integration with Facebook, doing the whole social media thing, if you get trophies and things like that, you're able to actually publish them straight from your PS Vita onto your Facebook page. Really cool little features like that. So I'm not going to get any more into the actual unit. My next couple videos, like I said, are going to deal with some games, and I'm going to demonstrate the remote play and the content manager. I did, before I leave here, want to talk about this case again. I picked up this case when I picked up the unit. Love this case. It's a really nice case. And thank you very much to those of you that told me about this backplate. I was complaining that you know, the rear touch panel wasn't working with this case. Well, no duh, because you got to pull this off. And I cannot believe I never noticed that before. But it's much like a battery cover. It just pops in and pops out. So I'm thrilled now to see that I'll be able to use the rear touch with the case on and not lose that functionality. Also, another nice thing is this little kickstand right here that you can set and watch movies with. So it's a really, really nice protective case. You can get a screen protector separately, sold separately, probably put that down first and then put the unit in the case. For me, doesn't matter. I'm not going to be beating the hell out of it, so I didn't bother going that way. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Again, thanks to those who posted up and corrected me where I was wrong in other places on yesterday's videos, and I hope everybody enjoys it. And look forward to my other videos where I start going into the actual games and putting my 2 cents in about them. Thank you very much, and have a good day.